Welcome to The Explainer. You know that feeling when you take a corner just right, where the car feels totally connected to the road, almost like an extension of yourself? Well, what if I told you there's a single, simple secret behind that perfect turn? Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden force that gives you control. So let me start with a weird question. What could a massive jumbo jet possibly have in common with your car? I know it sounds crazy, but the answer is this one elegant little principle of physics. It's what gets a plane off the ground, and it's also what gives your car grip in a corner. Understanding this is, no joke, the key to confidence behind the wheel. And here it is. It's a term straight out of aviation, the angle of attack. Now, once you see how this idea applies to your car's tires, you're going to think about steering in a whole new way. It is the literal physical connection between what your hands are doing and how much grip you have on the road. To really, truly get this, we've got to leave the road for a minute and head to the airport. Because the secret to grip on the pavement is actually hidden in how an airplane wing creates lift in the sky. Okay, picture a plane on the runway. As it's speeding up, its wings are just slicing through the air, pretty much parallel to the ground. No lift. But then, the pilot pulls back on the controls, the nose pitches up, and the wings tilt just a tiny bit into that oncoming wind. That small change, that little angle, that is everything. It's what generates the incredible force of lift that gets hundreds of tons of metal into the air. And that's all angle of attack really is. It's just the angle between the direction something is pointed and the direction it's actually going. That difference, however small, is where all the magic happens. So, a plane creating lift in the air? How in the world does that connect to your tires on the asphalt? Well, it turns out it's the exact same principle. It just goes by a different name when we're on the ground. It's really a perfect one-to-one comparison. For an airplane wing, its angle of attack generates lift. For a car tire, its angle of attack generates grip. When you turn the steering wheel, your tire is pointed one way, right? But the car's momentum is still trying to carry it forward. That tiny little angle between where the tire is aimed and where the car is actually moving, well, that's what engineers call the slip angle. It's just the tire's own personal angle of attack. So creating this slip angle is how you get grip. Simple enough. But managing it is how you keep from losing it. And the number one, most important rule for managing that grip all comes down to a single factor, your speed. And this right here, this is the golden rule of driving physics. The faster you're going, the smaller and more delicate that slip angle needs to be. Just think about it. When you're pulling into a parking spot, you can crank the wheel all you want. Try that on the highway, and you're in for a very bad time. At speed, your steering inputs have to be slow, smooth, and deliberate to keep that angle small and manageable. And here's why that is so important. If you demand a slip angle that's too big for the speed you're traveling, the tire, it just gives up. It can't hold on anymore. That sudden, jerky turn on the freeway we talked about, it instantly creates a huge, unsustainable angle of attack for the tire. And that, right there, is how you start to slide. So what does it actually feel like when a tire throws in the towel? I bet you felt it before, even if you didn't know the names for it. We call them understeer and oversteer. And both of them are just the result of asking for too much angle too quickly. Understeer is when your front tires lose grip. You're turning the wheel, but the car just wants to plow straight ahead. You're turning, but not turning enough. Oversteer is the opposite. It's when the rear tires let go and you get that scary feeling of the back end of the car trying to swing around on you. Okay, so why did we just go through this whole physics lesson? Because this knowledge isn't just for race car drivers or engineers. It's for you. It's a mental tool that gives you a real, tangible edge in control and safety every single time you get in the car. This is really what separates just pointing the car from actually driving it. When you understand the why behind being smooth, your confidence grows. You start to feel what the car is doing and anticipate how it's going to react. A simple turn on your way to work is no longer just a turn. It becomes a conscious act of managing grip. You're not just a passenger anymore, you're actually speaking the car's language. So the next time you drive, think about it. Feel how a smooth, deliberate turn loads up the tires and gives you that perfect connection to the road. It really is a hidden conversation happening between you and the pavement. But it makes you wonder, right? If this idea, the angle between where you're pointed and where you're actually going, is so critical for a machine, maybe thinking about your own angle of attack could be useful in, well, pretty much everything else too.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.